Well, howdy. Let's do something quick and talk about pressure points on a pair of dice when you are attempting dice control. So let's see, you have a set. Here's a hardware set. We have two different colored dice, red right, green left. And I'm standing at the stick right spot. So if I was to pick these up in a traditional manner, I would want pressure on the seams there. Now I'm picking these up left-handed. I am not a left-handed person, so bear with me. That is what you would want the pressure to be there. So that's essentially 2 points of pressure here and here on the seam. Hold them together in a brick shape or a rectangle versus a cube shape, as if they were one solid mass. And then from that pressure point, you want to then apply additional pressure. You want to then pick up the cubes and making sure that the pressure you're exerting does not push one die or the other with that finger, with these two fingers. Let me show you that. Right-handed, okay. Coming down, you would say, have the dice positioned this way. This is if I was over on the stick left. I'd pick them up. I'm much more, my tactile feel with my right hand is better. It's my natural hand. And I pick them up and I would try to gently make contact with this finger and that finger. Those two fingers. Little finger is just going to kind of be sort of gently making contact, perhaps here or maybe not. Sort of depends on the shooters. It's whether you have skinny fingers, skinny old man fingers like me, or fat fingers. And then you're going to position that thumb up or down on the seam for rotation control. But that's those 2 points of pressure. That is where you want the pressure, right? If you're a traditional three-fingered toss, okay? Whether you use back swing, or from the deck, that's the mantra, right? But over my years of working with this, I believe 3 points of pressure are more effective. So you can see the pressure points are here and here and there. And I believe that keeps these cubes functioning as a single rectangle, as if they were glued together until they make their landing at the other side of the table. So I've been working on, now that works out really great when you're shooting from your natural spot. Right-handed person, natural spot, shooting across the body. It's going to be the stick left side, and if you were left-handed, and the stick right side would be your natural spot, shooting across the body. Now, facing your target from the stick right side creates some difficulty because you can't do this. Is very uncomfortable, and you wouldn't be able to do it for very long. So you need to face your target. So your shoulders would be like here, you're sort of facing your target. So a corner shot works out really well from this position for a right-hander. But how do I still get that 3 points of pressure? And this is what I've been working on to do that. Picking them up like that, making sure that that's where the pressure is, and then these two fingers come down, and I try to then come up a little bit and get a nice feel of the fulcrum right here with these two. And depending, maybe just a slight tilt this way. I'm exaggerating, but just a slight tilt that way to get them to stay in the corner. And there is a beautiful single pitch 9. So, okay, I'm not quite sure. I'll toss a couple more. I'm not sure how many. See, that was 4 was there. That's a single pitch. Hopefully that's very obvious and clear. Okay, again, so you see how I'm picking those up? It's hard to, I can't. And then I'm trying to make sure that okay, now this may look like I've got sort of a overhand, but no. See? There is a fair amount of pressure coming in here and there. I mean, when I say a fair amount, the right amount to keep them in that shape and not split apart. And those two middle fingers, the ring finger and I guess it'd be the middle finger and the ring finger. Yes, I was going to say the fuck finger, but children might be watching. They're just sort of resting, putting maybe just a tiny bit of pressure on that edge of the fulcrum. Okay, we'll just do one more toss. And there's a one-off axis 4. Take a quick analysis of this one. All right, so this 3 was facing that way. Doesn't matter that that 1 was there, but that 1 was in the center. It was like that. And that's how you utilize 3 points of pressure, side, back seam, and throw right-handed. I'm using the little finger for the pressure. On this side, index finger here, thumb there. Those two fingers just gently touching here, just enough so that that fulcrum, the dice rotate off that fulcrum. And you want to kind of get it down a little deep, so it's kind of in here. Again, hard way set. You got to fuss with it a little bit. You really got to work on this, but I tell you, that 3 points of pressure is way better. There's a hard 4. For me, let's put it this way. For me, that's the way to throw the freaking dice. Okay. Got a short video here. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. And remember, luck has got very little to do with it. Let it slide out.